Hi, I'm Chef Brooke Brantley, and today I'm going to show you how to make some really special dishes that have one common ingredient. And the common ingredient in all of them? Potatoes. Our first dish today, we're going to make a Spanish-style frittata, which in Spain they would call tortillas español. And so we're going to start with some sliced onion and a little bit of olive oil in the pan before that, about a tablespoon or so. We just want to wilt these down a little bit. Stir those. We'll put a little bit of salt and pepper on. We want to build the flavor in layers. So as we go along, we're going to flavor each item that we put in here. Instead of trying to flavor at the very end, that'll make the flavors come through nice and evenly at the end. Now we're going to add some red pepper strips. We're going to sprinkle those around. We'll add a little bit more oil in there. And again, a little bit of salt and a little bit of pepper. Keep everything seasoned. Nice layer. Stir that. We want this just to cook down a little bit. So once these are cooked down a little bit, we're going to transfer these off onto a plate. And we're going to make room to put our potatoes in. What we want to do is use our McCain Purely Potatoes Slices. And we're going to just lay those in the bottom here of our pan. We want to make a single layer, maybe a single layer and a little bit more. So this is actually starting to cook just a little bit while we're putting them in. We have a little bit more oil we're going to add over the top of those. So what we'll do is add in layers our vegetables. And then we have some Parmesan cheese. This is going to be nice and cheesy. A little bit of herb mixture. And then another layer of the potatoes. So this recipe will use a whole bag of these potatoes. And so you'll end up with a nice layered omelet. We'll have potatoes, vegetables, and the cheese all baked into the eggs. You spread those around a little bit. Okay. More of the vegetables here. Then back with our cheese again. Back to our potatoes again. Spread those around. And then we'll top it off with our vegetables and a little bit more cheese. And the last thing we'll do is add our eggs and let it kind of all settle together before we transfer it into the oven. Little cheese all the way around. And our herbs. Okay. I'm going to use my spatula around the edges here just to kind of make this into a little bit tighter of a circle. And then what we should do is put a lid on just for 3 or 4 minutes and let this kind of steam together and give the potatoes a chance to start getting a jump start on the cooking. All right, so we've let these steam for just a couple of minutes here. We're going to season our egg mixture. We want to make sure that everything, again, is nicely layered with the seasonings. And a little bit of our herbs here, too. Stir that in. Okay. And as you kind of move this nonstick pan around, you can tell that nothing's stuck. That's perfect. That's exactly what we want. Okay. Then we add our eggs. We're going to pour this right in. And it's just going to run around almost like making scrambled eggs. Then we'll make a couple of slots here and let some of the egg run down to the bottom underneath those potatoes. So into the oven we go. And we'll check that in about 20 to 25 minutes and see what it looks like. Our frittata has been in the oven for about 25 minutes, so let's take a look and see what we have. All right, so you can see the eggs have bubbled up around all the vegetables, and this is absolutely gorgeous. Just run your nonstick or your spatula around in your nonstick pan, and it should really slide right out. And then you could sprinkle the top with some chopped chives, maybe a little bit of parsley, thyme would work, rosemary, any of those nice green herbs. And there you have our Spanish-style frittata.